It seems like just yesterday that I was cracking open Commander 2018 and loving every second of some of the unique deck ideas that the set offered. With the product breaking away from the standard color balance cycles of decks and providing some really interesting mechanics and themes, it's going to be hard to live up to the hype in 2019. In this video, I'm going to talk about some things I would be interested in seeing in Commander 2019. These may not be the best things always, but I think they would be fun and unique. Tarkir Wedges. The very first Commander product featured the enemy 3-color wedges that were later used in Tarkir, and we haven't seen them in Commander since, short of Mardu Vampires in 2017. Maybe it's time for a redo. Given the 4 decks released the past few years, I would not be surprised to see 4 decks released again, and for them to include every wedge except for Mardu, due to the recent Mardu deck in 2017. The wedges offer less options for non-partner commanders, with only 5 for Jeskai and 9 for Mardu, thanks to the Vampires deck, and the rest somewhere in between. By contrast, the ally-colored shards each have over a dozen, making the other 4 Tarkir wedges would offer 3 additional commanders for them, bringing all 5 up to around the same amount. Heroic. While we will always have Anax and Symede as a commander for the heroic mechanic, they are overshadowed by Shu Yun the Silent Tempest, a superior card that doesn't even have the keyword printed on it. This keyword from Theros block has plenty of untapped potential when it comes to the format. The mechanic, which triggers an effect upon the creature becoming the target of a spell, is not very good in Commander. Combat tricks and auras are usually lackluster and the creatures are prone to removal. So it would be a real game changer to feature a competitive heroic deck in the upcoming set. This deck would likely need to be red and white, but would benefit from a 3rd color. Both green and blue were given the keyword pretty heavily in Theros, with blue's effects being much more interesting. Therefore, I think a Jeskai heroic deck would be a lot of fun in Commander. So what does the deck need to do to be better than just running Shu Yun the Silent Tempest? Well, that's the hardest part. I imagine that giving all of your creatures heroic or applying an effect like Zadahedron Grinder, or even a spell recursion effect, would be enough to make people interested in this archetype and try to play the deck. Sorcery speed matters. With the addition of the Addendum mechanic in Ravnica Allegiance, there is now some interesting design space in making sorcery speed matter. While this mechanic made a lot of people confused about when they should really be playing their cards, a commander deck based around it would present some difficult choices as well. I imagine a lot of new cards in this deck being similar to the Addendum mechanic, granting a bonus effect when cast during your main phase. Plenty of cards like this already exist, such as the Fated Cycle from Theros block, and commander staples like Return to Dust. This would also be a place to include cards that punish your opponents for casting spells at instant speed, such as Grand Abolisher. Chances are this wouldn't be the most popular deck, so a lot of thought would need to be put into it. I imagine this deck being blue-white to match the Azorius mechanic, but I think it could also include black. Exile. Despite the Eldrazi dealing with Exile in Battle for Zendikar block, there has never been a dedicated commander deck printed around things being in Exile. It's understandable since messing with the Exile zone can get dangerous pretty fast, but the mechanics of Eldrazi processors seem pretty fair. Combined with graveyard exiling effects like Bojuka Bog and exile-based board wipes like Settle the Wreckage, this could be a value-based deck that uses your opponent's exile zone as a resource through processing. It could also take another angle and focus on cards like Crackling Drake that benefit from the jumpstart mechanic of exiling cards. There are some fun exile-based cards such as Mirror of Fate and Abandoned Sarcophagus as well. This deck would likely be blue and black if it was based on your opponent's exiled cards, and likely red and blue if it was based on your own exiled cards. So there's 4 of my thoughts about Commander 2019 and what I think would be interesting to see. Will any of these come to light? I don't know, but I am excited to find out. Commander is a great format and the pre-built Commander decks are always pretty good. I am looking forward to Magic the Gathering releasing some interesting and unique decks. Let me know what you thought of this video and what your predictions or hopes are for this set. And please like and subscribe to Masonzero MTG if you feel so inclined.